Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Wednesday, July 10th, around 8 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. Our new channel on Rumble is up. It is now being approved and monetized as we speak. Our official launch will be Friday night with our first live stream on Rumble. We'll announce it on YouTube, but make sure to get over here and subscribe to the channel. Keep calm. It's boom time. The heat is on, but power isn't. Houston residents are frustrated as widespread outages continue after Hurricane Beryl. Hurricane Beryl roared ashore near Texas city of Matagorda as a powerful Category 1 hurricane early Monday morning and pummeled the region with wind gusts higher than 90 miles per hour. A life-threatening storm surge and torrential rain led to flooding and, well, unfortunately, the loss of life. But the power outage continues. And the heat is up in Texas, the nexus of the Schmexus, but it's not unprecedented. Earlier today, we reposted some information from Chris Martz Weather on Twitter and YouTube. Though this week was hot and the mainstream claimed it's record-breaking, blah, 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 and it's all your fault, today, on this date in 1936, 38 states were over or equal to 100 degrees. 38 states. Nothing like that is happening right now. 28 states were greater or equal to 105 degrees. We're not even 10% there. And 13 states back in 1936 on this date were greater or equal to 110. We don't even know what this type of heat is. Yet the mainstream media continues to fearmonger about the hottest this and the hottest that when none of it is actual fact. On this date in 1936, it was 101 in Florida and Massachusetts at the same time, 102 in Connecticut, 103 in Arkansas, California, and Texas, 104 in Arizona, Mississippi, North Carolina, and South Carolina, 105 in Delaware, Georgia, and Oklahoma, 106 in Alabama, Colorado, Kansas, New York, and Tennessee. I can tell you it was about 81 today, maybe 88. 107 in Iowa, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Wyoming, 109 in Illinois, Maryland, and Virginia. This is all on the same day, July 10th, 1936. 111 in Pennsylvania. They've never felt that since 1936. Nebraska as well. 112 in Indiana, Missouri, Minnesota, Montana. 112 in Montana on this day in 1936. I guarantee there was a cold wave in Montana today based on these temperatures, as well as West Virginia reaching 112 on July 10th, 1936. It was 115 in North and South Dakota today in 1936. Heat this intense and widespread barely happens outside of California, Nevada, and Arizona at all. And we just don't know what the Dust Bowl was now, do we? Back to the power outages in Texas. CenterPoint Energy shows repair work hasn't even started in many areas still without power. It's going to take days, maybe weeks. When we started the show, it was 1.5 million people without power. Let's refresh this. Still 1.437. There's still 1.5 million people without power in Texas. And now as post-tropical depression Beryl makes its way up through the Ohio Valley, now into the Northeast, Pennsylvania, Michigan, New York, and Virginia all being affected with power outages. Luckily, just tens of thousands, not millions. Let's take a look at the storm in just a minute. Here is post-tropical cyclone Beryl, advisory number 49. Let's refresh it. Maybe we've got a new one. Nope, same advisory. Maximum sustained winds at 35 miles per hour. Central pressure at 1,001 millibars. It's moving east, northeast at 18 miles per hour. So it's a slow mover. It's going to trickle its way up through the northeast and offshore here in just the coming days. Here's the full forecast. Beryl remnants moving to the Ohio Valley and the northeast U.S. Dangerous heat from the western U.S. and portions of the east. The remnants of Beryl will move through the Ohio Valley and northeast today with heavy rainfall, which may bring flooding and a few severe thunderstorms with damaging winds and tornadoes. A dangerous heat wave with record temperatures is expected to continue across much of the western U.S. with hot temperatures for parts of North Carolina through southern New England. So we do have some heat warnings up here near the coast, as well as severe weather watches up in the northeast. Heat warnings from Utah west. Take a look at that. Click on your county for more information. A quick look at Beryl and the remnants currently pummeling the northeast, specifically New York State and central northern Pennsylvania. 3 hours from now, it's going to move up into Maine, northern Maine. It's insane, as well as eastern Canada. Some more spicy weather up in the Adirondacks may move through. 6 hours from now, everything has moved offshore, and by morning, all is clear in the northeast. Good news. No severe weather coming through the beginning of the weekend. Uruguay, cold wave warning amid extreme temperatures. It's record cold in the southern hemisphere, and the northern hemisphere mainstream media seems to not pick up on that. The Uruguayan Institute of Meteorology, INUMET, has extended its cold wave warning until Friday, July 12th, citing extreme low temperatures affecting most of the country. The updated forecast predicts minimum temps between minus 6C and 2C, with maximum temps from 8 to 12C. And this is a big cold wave for Uruguay. Grand solar minimum much? Seismic update. No quakes of note, except in the southern hemisphere. We had a 6.7 in the middle of nowhere at a mid-ocean ridge. The Earth must be growing. Another mid-ocean ridge, triple junction, 5.0 in the South Sandwich Islands. Overall, worldwide activity is normal. Seismic update, Ibu to 9,000 feet, Sabancay to 24, Liwotobi to 10,000 foot, Fuego puffing and passing, Reventador 14,000 foot, 500 foot puff. There's that half measure again. Here, take a look at Stromboli volcano. The update today showing a new lava delta continues to grow as lava forms steam-rich emissions as it contacts the seawater there. Pretty fantastic. Fuego to 16, Sangay to 25,000. Quick look over here at Etna showing Etna now has 2 peaks and sets new records. Holy macaroni. Merapi puffing to 13,000 foot today. Liwotobi volcano, 10,000 foot puff. Semaru to 15, who knew? Now you do. Dukono puffing to 17,000 foot. That's the highest in a while. Sakurajima puffing to 7,000 foot. Normal activity. Reventador to 15. Kariminsk puffing to 16,000. And wow, that Fuego, the last update at 16, wrapping up worldwide volcano news for July 10th. Quick space weather update. The last 24 hours have shown a slight uptick on the sun, getting a little bit spicy there, but nothing spectacular. If we are indeed at solar max and we're just getting low-level M flares with sunspots that are beta gamma looking like this, directly Earth-facing, I think we are now dropping down into solar max. As I said over a week ago, it's all over, kids. Grand solar minimum in effect. Solar cycle 25 will be one of the weakest in the last 140 years, while solar cycle 24 is one of the weakest in over 200 years. So if you think the sun is coming alive, you must be drinking the Kool-Aid. Now, locals are blown away after thousands of spider crabs have been spotted in the southern hemisphere. This is in Coffin Bay. Now, these spider crabs come off the continental shelf, and then they mate up in the shallows, but they've never seen so many crabs. And I thought the whole world was dying and the oceans were boiling and the crabs were all dying. Let's take a look.
Coffin Bay locals have been blown away by a breathtaking but eerie winter phenomenon.
Thousands of deep-sea spider crabs seen moving into shallow waters in numbers local fishermen have never seen before.
Beneath the surface, a crustacean sensation is descending on Eyre Peninsula oyster farms. An army of native spider crabs scuttling in.
30 years I've been oyster farming here. I've never seen this many.
The aquatic arachnids can grow up to 70 centimetres wide. And they've made a long journey.
They're so slow moving, but they obviously, they move, hundreds of kilometres. They come from outside, from the continental shelf into the bay here.
About 20 kilometres off the South Australian coast, there's a sudden steep drop-off called the continental shelf. Usually solitary deep-sea creatures, seeing so many in shallower waters has researchers excited.
They're coming in to molt, and we think they come in and aggregate together for protection, because when they molt they're quite soft.
But the consortium of crabs doesn't only attract scientists and sightseers.
Sharks, rays, octopus, and so by coming together they have a strategy whereby there's safety in numbers. The other crabs that haven't molted yet, that are still hard-shelled, stay on the outside and therefore provide protection to the broader group.
Researchers say it's less likely Metro Beaches will be home to the Winter Spectacular, where each crab can grow up to 25% bigger by shedding last year's shell. Victoria's Port Phillip Bay is the typical hotspot each year, and it's not often seen along South Australia's remote coastline.
It is a sight to behold, that is for sure.
Will DeFulvio, 9 News.
Well, that certainly was a interesting story from 9 News Australia. Give them a thumbs up there, maybe subscribe to the channel. All the links will be below. Did you know that the medieval warm period was warmer than it is today, yet mainstream climate scientists, quote unquote, claim otherwise? You're looking at the most recent data from 1949 coming from ice core data here from the CO2 Coalition, showing that the medieval warm was potentially almost a half a degree C warmer than today. That's a whole degree Fahrenheit almost. And, well, someone is not giving you the actual data. You know who is? Leah and I, we've been doing it for 7 years now over at Magnetic Reversal News. We've had a radio show now continuously going for a year and a half at revolution.radio, and all of our shows are going up at our new Rumble channel, Magnetic Reversal News, that is being supported by Rumble. They're going to be pushing this out once it all comes together. Our official launch is going to be Friday when I do my first live stream on Rumble, Friday night, prime time. I'll announce it on YouTube over at Oppenheimer Ranch Project during the update, so you can all follow us over there and get your first, maybe your first live stream Rumble experience. Please support the channel, support free speech, which YouTube is not. Come over to Rumble and let's rumble in the jungle. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video, as we are shadow banned on YouTube. They don't want this to get out. We just got another copyright strike today for telling you the truth about Hurricane Beryl. I can't even make this up. Please hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. And be safe. We love you. We'll see you soon. And that's a boom.